Every prophet appeared in a different age among different people, yet each carried the same eternal light, the same inner principle that now shines through the Imam of the time. In Tawil, this is why the Imam is described as the Adam, the Noah, the Abraham, the Moses, the Jesus, and the Muhammad of his era. Not copies, not repetitions, but the same light, continuing its work through a new form. Revelation comes in cycles. The form changes, the reality never does. This continuity becomes unmistakable. When one reflects on the Qur'anic declaration, everything perishes except his face, Surah Al-Qasas, chapter 28, verse 88. The verse appears simple, but when approached with reflection, an immense depth opens. If everything truly perished, and only the essence remained, then even God's attributes, compassion, mercy, eternal, knowledge would vanish. But the essence is beyond creation, beyond perishing, beyond categories. The verse cannot be speaking of the essence. If face is taken literally, it pulls God into form and shape, contradicting the Quranic truth. Nothing is like unto him, Surah Al-Shura chapter 42 verse 11. Thus both surface interpretations collapse. The only reading that does not conflict with Tawhid, with revelation, or with reason, is the one given through Tawil. The face, Wajh, is the divine Mazhar, the locus through which God is known, recognized, and obeyed. It is the enduring light through which his command continues to flow into the world. This Mazhar does not perish because it is the means by which creation receives life, knowledge, and guidance. And in every age, this Mazhar is the Imam, the Wajhullah, the face of God in the world, not by form but by inner recognition. The one through whom the eternal light of God speaks, guides, and sustains. The outward world changes. Cycles rise and fall. Forms pass. But the face, the divine presence, revealed through the Imam remains.
Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim.
In the name of Allah, the Compassionate, the Merciful, everything in creation, bodies, forms, and even eras, moves through change, decline, and renewal. Nothing in the created world carries permanence by itself. Yet the light of divine representation, the Imam as the Mazhar of God, stands outside this cycle of decay. This is the meaning behind the verse. Everything perishes except his face. Here, face does not refer to God's essence, because the essence is beyond comparison, beyond form, and beyond the category of what can perish. Nor does it refer to a physical face, for the divine is not a body. Rather, the face is the manifestation, the living locus through whom God is known, loved, obeyed, and approached. Therefore, the verse points to the enduring presence of the Imam, the perpetual channel of divine mercy within the changing world. Creation fades, but guidance remains. Worlds rise and fall, but his Mazhar, the face through which God's attributes are revealed, does not perish. This brings clarity to the esoteric summary. The Imam is not bound by time. He enters time so time can be guided. His titles describe the dimensions through which he sustains the universe. Recognizing these attributes awakens the believer to living Islam, an Islam of light, intellect, and soul, far deeper than outward form. Thus, Izaman is the doorway, but the true journey is the recognition of the Imam of eternity within one's own heart. When Prophet Ibrahim, may peace be upon him, was appointed Imam Anas, It was not as a simple community leader, but as the custodian of divine light and the eternal covenant. God tested Ibrahim, and upon his fulfillment, he declared, "Verily I am going to appoint you an imam for all humankind." Surah Baqarah chapter 2 verse 124. Ibrahim inquired about his offspring, and God affirmed that the covenant would continue in his lineage, yet it would never reach the unjust. This appointment reflects a deeper reality, the covenant of Am I Not. Surah Al-Araf chapter 7 verse 172. Taken from the people of the entire world, extends into every era and every human heart. Every prophet and every imam, in their personal world, renews this primordial covenant. Though often unseen, it is the spiritual and intellectual sustenance that connects all souls to God, the prophet, and the imam. Those who fulfill this covenant are described in the Quran as those who fulfill the covenant of God and do not break the pledge. Surah Al-Rad chapter 13 verse 20. The renewal of this pledge is enacted in the personal world, spiritual pledge, of every prophet and every imam, forming the straight path of Islam. The act of bay'ah, pledge of allegiance, is the living continuation of the covenant. God says, "Verily those who give bay'ah to you, indeed they give bay'ah to Allah, and Allah's hand is above their hands. So whosoever breaks the covenant breaks it only to his own loss, while whoever fulfills what he has covenanted with Allah will soon receive a great reward from him." Surah Al-Fath chapter 48 verse 10. Thus, the Imam is both the guardian and the manifestation of the covenant, connecting the temporal world to the eternal light. Through recognition and allegiance to the Imam, believers participate in the timeless renewal of God's covenant, receiving guidance, sustenance, and a share in the divine reward. The journey of recognition does not end here. Each insight opens a new horizon. Each light reveals a deeper truth. If your heart seeks what continues beyond form and time, subscribe and click the bell icon, and walk with us into the next step of the eternal journey.